Tuskegee. Hi, and welcome to the show. Again, we thank God you can view the show, whether it's in your kitchen, your living room, or even in your bedroom. We're excited to bring you DAP Ministry Presents. I'm your host, the Reverend Willie Williams Jr. I always would say to you, go down to the Lower Ninth Ward, but because of coronavirus, I haven't been going down there. I have relatives, friends, have pastor friends. Want to say that was fortunate on the 28th of March, had an opportunity to go and visit the Reverend Charles Duplessis, Pastor Charles Duplessis at the Mount Nebo Baptist Church, and his grand opening of his sanctuary. He was still having services, but he had an opportunity to come back into that sanctuary. It was a great time, great opportunity. The Reverend Donald C. John was the inaugural speaker for that occasion. But I still go down to the Lower Ninth Ward. Don't go as much as I used to, but we're still praying for those pastors. We're still praying for the citizens in that area. We're asking that you continue to pray, just like we prayed after Katrina. We're asking you to pray for that area, and we're saying to you, not only take your vaccination, but also social distance and do the right thing. Again, we'll be coming back with you. I think we got some good news to tell you in the future, but we'll be talking about some things that are going to be happening. And so we're proud and excited. We have Dr. Danna Andrus. He is on the show. Somebody says, who is Danna? Well, since this pandemic, people have forgotten that he used to be, I think he's still on the radio, Dr. Truth.
There you go.
Dr. Truth. And I have a personal memory because he used to come to churches. Years ago, before Katrina, he came down to Central Baptist Church. The pastor was Reverend Edward S. Terry, and he did. I think it was like for the kids' Founders Day or Education Day, and yes, he did wear a costume, but he told the truth to these young people. These young people, I think, may have been from 8 years to about 17 years of age. I mean, spot on what they needed to hear. Dr. Andrus, again, I don't know if I'm bringing up a bad memory, but you hit the spot because you had your cape, you had your mask on.
Yes, indeed.
But guess what? With all of that, we were hearing the truth.
Yes, you were.
You remember that occasion?
Yes, I remember. Yep, that was Respecto Man.
Yeah.
Respecto Man. That was the costume.
You dealt with not only the young men, but you dealt with the young women.
Yes.
Yeah, responsibility. Man, that was powerful. And look, I hope it made an impact on some of those young church members' mind, because you were talking about the responsibility of a young man, and then you turned it to the young woman and say, if you get a baby, that ain't your mama's responsibility.
That's right.
He said, that's your baby.
That's right.
That's yours. But the impact is still in my mind, because to hear it from a male is so much positive and greater than hearing it. And I'm not saying women don't say that, but at that time, from that perspective, you do know that was
exactly.
that was at a time where Superfly, the Mac, and you know
guys, yeah.
all those images that were negative in our community, but people were looking up to that.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, I'm glad that you're on the show. You've been on the show before in the past, and I think you're still on the radio. But you're doing some other things. Talk about what you're doing now, and so we can move forward, and that people can keep on following you, those that are on the radio, but also those that can watch you on this show.
Well, once again, thank you, Pastor, for inviting us. We always, all you have to say is come. We coming. Because the word is still relevant today as it was back there when I was respecto man and major general vision. But, what's interesting about it is that we still put on the costume when we have to, kind of fits a little differently now, but that's okay. It's been like, about 25 years and whatever. But we thank God that he's kept us healthy. He's kept us in good spirits. And most of all, he has kept us moving. Well, today we're still on WIOD 10:30 and on Sunday morning and whatever. So we still have a message, Center and Truth Ministries. And so myself and, of course, my wonderful wife, and I just thank God for so much, because what I've had to go through, especially during COVID, if it wasn't for her in my life being the helpmeet that she is. And I say helpmeet because I always tell women, if that man is not meeting the obligations of God, there's no reason for you to be with him, because you are his helpmeet. You help him to meet his obligation to God. So if he's not doing that, then really you're wasting your time. But this young lady, she has really been instrumental. And then, of course, our daughter that we have together, 5 years old. I said, oh, my God, I can't believe I created a female version of me. Oh, Lord, she has the energy, enthusiasm. She's all over the place. But, it's interesting because she keeps me young. She keeps me moving, but...
your wife been on the show before.
Yeah, yeah, she's been and the thing about it, and I just thank God that I got a beautiful wife, and I always tell people I like my coffee dark black, yes indeed, no cream, dark black, that's how I like it, So, she's a sweet person, and like I say, and the thing about it, when she smiles, she just radiates, people say, oh, Lord, you always talking about her, but that's my wife.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I have favor.
That's what you're
I have favors. I got a witness in here. You say, you finding a wife.
Finding a good
and I obtain favor.
Yeah.
See, I got favor now because I got a good thing. Praise God. So, that's my points for her today. So,
I hope she sees this.
Oh, I'm sure she will. But what else is interesting is that I'm a clinical therapist, a licensed clinical therapist, and I have a practice here in Marrero, an office here, but my major office, believe it or not, is in Alexandria, Louisiana, because
we had a glitch one time. You were supposed to come on
exactly, and I couldn't juggle that.
Yeah.
And what happened is that right after Katrina, when so there was nothing to do here, but they needed a male therapist who didn't mind going into Concordia Parish, Callahoola Parish, LaSalle Parish, because these are places where they don't have transportation, so I would have to go into the homes. So since Katrina, 2005, I go up that way every week. So God has truly kept me. I ride a Nissan Xterra. I have over 500,000 miles on it. That's why I said, when you say, oh, to be kept, God will keep you as long as you keeping you for something. So that's what I do, and I enjoy doing therapy. I enjoy working with people. Then, of course, I'm still a motivational speaker, doing what they call soft skills training. For companies, they'll call me, want to know, can you come do staff development? Can you come do stress management, cultural diversity, how to deal with difficult people? One of my gifts is to love people. And believe it or not, that's a gift.
That is
It's a gift. And I don't think there's a person on this earth that I dislike, because you see others the way you see yourself. So if you like yourself, and I know that God is in me, then that means God is in that person too. So instead of dealing with them, I deal with the God in them. So we deal that way. I can't miss it all, So in other words, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So we do that. But what I'm doing also now, I'm so thankful, is that to get what you want, you help other people get what they want. Let me say that again, Pastor. To get what you want out of life, be willing to help other people get what they want. Well, my wife started her company, which is Kendralin's Health Nut System, where she dares to go into the earth and pull out the herbs and spices that's necessary to create healing. And I always tell people, doctors do a great job. We need them. Doctors give us medicine. Medicine gives us relief. But if you want healing, you got to go back to where you started. You are made from the earth. Therefore, anything you need to be healed is in the earth. And the reason why I know the earth works, because the earth is the Lord's.
And the fullness.
And the fullness thereof. So we about to preach, Pastor. But anyway, let me stay in character here. So she does. I mean, it's just amazing how, especially during the pandemic, when a lot of times the hospitals were too crowded and they had to send those who are not really seriously ill but still needed to be there but didn't have the space, they sent them home. So they called on Dr. Kendra, who is a certified herbalist, and she has a degree and everything. And so, and actually she's working on a doctorate, the second part of her doctorate degree at the University of Hawaii, I think. And I mean, and what she does is that she's created, of course, you had some of her cookies, oatmeal cookies, and of course that's for cholesterol. She has Burn Baby Burn. That's it's a drink that she's made that's very tasty, and it does three things. It helps you lose weight, it gives you energy, but the main thing that's hurting a lot of us is that, and believe it or not, we're so clogged up in our system because we don't have consistent bowel movements. When you drink this, you will run to that bathroom like you need to be. Because, see, one reason why a lot of us are having problems with our bodies internally is because we don't release. A physical release is necessary, just like a mental and a spiritual release. Well, now, we do good pretty much on the spiritual side, but when it comes to the physical body, you know, we're not really taking care of ourselves. So Kendra and I are begun to work together, but something we found out. We deal with all kinds of people, you know, all different races, cultures, and whatever. Do you know who the hardest people to deal with? Church people. It's amazing because these are the ones, and I hate to say that, but you know, church people are, I mean, we heavy on faith, but not good on works. You understand what I'm saying? And we got to change that. Well, you know, I know I got this diabetes problem. I'm just going to take it to the Lord. Now, listen, God helps you when you help yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
And so you don't want to eat properly. And so you say, the Lord going to heal me.
Yeah, the Lord going to heal me or whatever. You know, so I'm going to go ahead on and eat up this pig food and stuff. I'm going to go ahead on and eat these sweets and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, you got hard in other arteries, you got all this, you got all that and whatever, you know. And then the biggest thing is, like I say, our remedy is we'll just take it to the Lord and leave it there, okay? Well, you're going to be left right out there stretched out. So what we do is, you know, we are working with pastors and their congregations and whatever. You know, we set up, Kendra sets up the whole health table and stuff like that. And she has all the products for pain, products for cholesterol, products for diabetes. Actually, she also has products for male issues.
Okay.
Female issues.
Okay.
We're talking below the waist now. She covers the whole body. Okay, there you go. And
you're definitely talking holistic.
You know what's interesting? We had the females will come. Dr. Kendra, listen, I love my husband. I love him wholeheartedly.
Can you help him?
But I need you to help him.
Can you help him?
So she said, well, what I need you to do is the explanation. Don't give it to me. Go give it to Dr. Andrus, but the other Dr. Andrus. Tell him about it, and then he'll come back to me. And so, you know, we're working on something. You know,
that sounds like a good collaboration.
Yeah.
And look, you're talking about real problems, real situations in the church. And I was talking to my students. I'm a professor at Union Baptist College and Theological Seminary, and they were saying some things. And I said, well, you know, I don't know if I should ask this question. So this is the best place to ask a question. Well, you know, it's about the. I said, well, if you study the history of the church has a growth process.
Exactly.
In its infancy, they had problems just like anybody else had problems,
right.
So. This is what we're supposed to be doing right now. Well, you know, there's something going on with the church. I say, well, the problem is, yes, we do have the physical church, but
yes.
the spiritual church is perfect.
Exactly.
But the people that are in the physical church, they're imperfect.
Exactly.
And so they have to. Okay. You have to learn.
Exactly.
You have to be trained. You have to be taught. And so they say, well, yeah, I didn't look at it that way. I said, but yeah, I've learned that the best thing to do if you don't know something, if there's somebody that